All right, but man, today is Wednesday. It's January 3rd. Welcome to the Dog Walk presented by Barstool Sports. First show we're recording in the new year. Back from break. How's everybody feeling? This is the day where I could genuinely ask you, how do you feel? Because
it's went first overall in the worst days of the year's draft.
Yeah.
The day after Christmas break.
Yeah, because I felt like shit waking up. I felt like shit pretty much all day yesterday, and I didn't even go out New Year's Eve, but now I feel a little better.
So it's Jan 2, which is, I mean, most Christmas breaks, quote unquote break, you're going back like to at least like the 4th.
Yeah, I think that's right.
So like, are schools back today already too?
I don't think so.
No?
I know some people who they just have a regular job and they're not going back yet. Like they go back tomorrow. Like their companies gave them like an extra day.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
A nice buffer day's good.
Yeah.
That's good.
I feel like if Jan 1 was on a Tuesday, the week would be like off.
I would have liked today as a buffer day too, because you did have the football on Sunday, then you had the playoff in the bowl games yesterday. I would like a decompression day of nothing, where it's like I'm not staying up late to watch the end of Washington, Texas, although that was worth it, and I'm not doing anything. I don't want to do anything, and then I'll go back to work. Having, those games kind of skewed it a bit.
We'll be closed Thursday, December 21st. I would easily trade yesterday, January 2nd, for that day.
Yeah.
Just go a day longer.
It's the Sundayest Tuesday of all time.
Yeah.
Yes.
Yesterday was a full-blown Saturday.
Yeah, and we did come in on that. A bunch of us came in and played basketball on that Friday, too. So it's like I came in anyway.
Yeah.
So, yeah, I don't know.
I was supposed to play, and I woke up with just crippling food poisoning.
Oh, no.
Yeah,
What'd
first
you
day
eat?
of break.
From what?
See, I don't even know. So now there's like 10 things I'll probably never eat again.
What do you mean? You got
to be able to narrow it.
So I ordered food from somewhere, then I was eating casually, and then it hit me at like 3 in the morning while I was asleep. So I'm not sure which one of those items was the one to do it.
So, but it was from one particular place.
But I was also eating stuff that I just got from the grocery store throughout the day as well.
Is it hard for you to tell the difference between food poisoning and you just have bad guts?
This was the most debilitating I've ever had with puking.
It's puking.
Puking.
Okay.
Water came up 5 minutes later. I maybe opened my eyes 6 times that day total. I was
That's
just in
a
a
bad
fetal
day.
position.
Yeah.
It was terrible. Sweating, chills, all the above.
Were you close to like calling a doctor?
I was unconscious. I was just like, I couldn't think. But no, I was not leaving the house.
Okay.
Uber Eats delivered to the room in the apartment.
Yeah.
I had to.
You made him take the Vader up?
Yeah, most people do.
Yeah.
It makes sense.
I've never lived in a high rise.
What's the etiquette on that? Even, what about a hotel? What's the etiquette on a hotel?
I feel like, well, first of all, most hotels now, you can't even get up to the higher floors. Like
Because of the card situation?
Yeah. So you're going to make that guy take the stairs? No. So I feel like they leave it at the desk and you go down and get it. I think that's the normal proper etiquette. I don't know how I'd feel if it was like my everyday, if I lived in a high rise. What floor are you on?
For all intents and purposes, I'll just say in the 20s.
Well, I think people know where you think you're doxing yourself?
He might, though.
There's people in my building.
Okay.
Who I've talked to.
Okay.
Yeah.
But normally I would feel so bad that I would just go meet him in the lobby. But I'm taking elevators with food delivery drivers half the time. People are always sending them straight to the room. So.
Yeah, I'm sure they don't mind. Honestly, it might make it easier on them because
how would it make it easier?
Because there's so many people that swipe shit, dude. And if you swipe shit, you got to go through that hassle. This guy didn't bring it. No, I brought it. I left it with so and so.
They take a picture. Hey, it's been dropped at the front desk. Picture, boom.
One time I tried to send someone ice cream.
Oh,
I sent it
nice
twice,
gesture.
and it never happened. They never got it.
You love that little insert.
The ice cream vanished. The front desk guy ate
twice.
it. Come
it vanished twice.
What kind of ice cream was it?
Jenny's.
Oh, that's nice.
Yes.
Yeah.
Damn.
We're talking like.
So back to back? Or two
Back
different
to
occasions?
back.
No.
The
You're an
third
ice
time.
cream thief then.
That's what I'm saying.
Yeah.
Where if they
But you
didn't
get
leave
your
it,
refund
if
for
they
that,
leave it
don't
desk, it would have went right up to the person, and White Sox Dave would have got ice cream.
I'm sure you're sending White Sox Dave ice cream. Yeah.
He was feeling
Yeah.
Jenny's.
Yeah.
But yeah, twice. To the third time I called Jenny's, the third time I was like, hey, I don't know what's going on. They're like, hey, I get it.
Oh, you did it directly through Jenny's?
Yes, they had a
Delivery?
Yes.
Oh, I'm surprised it wasn't.
But I'm
done.
sure it's like a delivery where like they probably have a partnership with one of
DoorDash
the,
or whatever,
Grubhub or whatever, and they like pick it up and they make the deliveries. I called him. I was like, hey, like,
what's going on?
this is twice that I've sent White Sox Dave down there to go see if it was there, and he was like, no, it's not there. And then the third time they're like, hey, like, we're gonna credit you, but we're not. Like, we just shouldn't try a third time. I was like, all right, fine.
Dude, is the old school delivery driver dead? The one hired by the restaurant who's ringing the doorbell, waiting to make eye contact with you. He's peeking through the windows if you're not answering the door. They're all overtaken by Uber Eats and DoorDash.
Dude, it shouldn't be. I had a friend who will still, like, he converted to ordering his like pizzas and stuff that he like has been grandfathered in, been doing for life, and he does it all on Uber Eats. And I was like, dude, why are you doing that? Just
why don't you just order from the restaurant?
Yes, exactly. But he's like, no, it's just like a lazy thing, I think, or I don't know. And he's paying more for it.
Mm-hmm.
So,
but how much more are you paying?
Usually it's like $5.
Yeah,
$5, yeah.
at least.
Yeah, your delivery fee and then your tip. So it's like, when you add it together, it's probably anywhere from.
Well, you're still tipping with even if you order through the restaurant. Yep. I mean,
but that's what I want to know too. Like how much? But they say like the restaurants aren't making as much money from these places. So like, what are they really leaving on the table? Like,
they have to be making more money from those places.
Yeah, but just because more deliveries in general because
they're
of
making more
because
food.
of Uber Eats.
They claim not. They claim they get fucked on it.
Who's
so
getting
a lot of places
fucked?
Not everyone. But
yeah.
Some places claim that they get fucked in these third parties.
I've heard that about pizza places, and I've heard that from Dave Portnoy, which is why he was doing that slice partnership, because they take less of a cut of the tab. But if you're like let's say you're like an Indian food place, because that's what I probably order the most, you're still like your margin's got to be fat. You're talking tomato sauce, basically a spicy tomato sauce, rice, and some chicken. Like that's probably a $4 thing that they charge $28 by the time it gets to you.
But I think they have to jack up the prices in order to make money. But I don't know. But then in theory, like what are they losing if the price?
That's what I mean. Yeah. And I would never have made that order. So it's like whatever they're, let's say that the GoPuff or one of the delivery apps takes 50%. Is it better to have 50% of that pie or nothing? Because I would never have. I wasn't ordering food before these apps, like from all these other restaurants. You know, I was like, you were doing like your traditional, like quick fast food place.
That's a good point.
Yeah, the food apps are almost like advertising for the restaurants.
Yeah.
You're scrolling through the feed, looking at what's near you.
It's a good point. However, I'm just saying, if it's a pizza place, but has their own drivers.
Mm-hmm. That's a little different. Pizza's different.
Yeah, pizza and Chinese, I think, are different.
Yeah.
Because you know that they got their people.
Yeah.
I think you should be calling them direct.
I'm not gonna. I'm just gonna use my apps. I'm just gonna be a little. I'll pay a little. Why is it wrong? I didn't force them to go on that app.
Because you're the people at the business. They're not
then
making as many deliveries.
Then pull that. If you're so concerned about it as the business owner, then say we're not doing stuff with DoorDash and Grubhub and Uber Eats and all that. We're not doing it. We're fine without it. That's what I would say.
No.
If you want the
business, you're being negligent. You're not spreading yourself as far as you can spread yourself.
Why would I spread myself as far as I can spread myself?
No, I'm saying that for the business, they're being negligent because they're not reaching as much as they could. They're being negligent then.
Right. So don't cry about it.
All right, we'll pivot to this. I disagree, but we'll pivot to this. It's in the same vein. I don't understand these credit card fees. You notice you go. I saw in I went to a place recently. And I saw on the menu. It's like, hey, like we pay thousands of dollars worth of credit card fees. Like, please, if you can, pay cash. Pay cash, and like there's an ATM in house. You know, whatever. And I was like, huh. How are these places really getting waxed that bad?
How does that work? Every time someone uses a credit card, the restaurant gets charged additionally. How much is it?
Usually, sometimes I see there's like a 3% charge to the customer. I don't know how much their percent they're getting charged.
They get banged on that, and different cards charge different amounts. That's why you'll see oftentimes we're like, we'll take everything except for American Express, because if American Express is charging 6% or whatever it is, then like that fucks them. So you want to get me going on somebody that I will agree with, I'll shit on the credit card companies all day long. If you want, they're the real culprits here.
Because how much
they get money coming and going, and they fuck over their customers or fuck over the vendors. They fuck over everybody. So that's like a real problem. But yeah, that's 6%. or whatever it is, like that adds up, especially if you're like a convenience store and you're like, all right, I just need a pack of gum and a bottle of water. And then they ring it and it's like, man, like that doesn't like it. We won't be profitable unless I'm making up the number, like over a $10 sale. Mm-hmm. So if it's just like you're going into a convenience store to grab something quick, like they might be getting fucked, especially if it's like a liquor store or some like small thing like that.
Damn, that's a bummer.
Yeah, if you're going to be asking for us to use cash, though, don't be hitting us with a $3.50 ATM fee.
Yeah, that's where it gets hard too.
That's where it's hard to have the sympathy.
Yeah, so I don't know. I'd like to know.
I guess I never thought about that. I didn't realize.
Yeah.
But cash is dead.
What do you think about places that don't tell you that they're charging you a fee? Like they're because a lot of places are just straight up charging you 3%.
Yeah. They always have that fine print that fucks. She's like, oh, we told you here.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's just the way it is.
All that stuff kind of adds up, though. Like your sales tax here adds up. Like everything's just like. I went out to the suburbs a little bit over Christmas break, obviously. Like the sticker shock on like gas prices in like St. Charles versus downtown is like absurd. Yeah. And it's like, how can that be? We're 50 miles away or whatever it is. And it's all just taxes. It's just Cook County taxes that jack the prices up like that. So it is like all those little details. They really do. It's like an added tax on the customer, that 3%. So but you don't even notice it. Just gone.
Yeah.
Speaking of things like going up in price or people cracking down. So ever since Netflix upped their game and was like, we're only doing one account, I tried with my sister, worked for a little, and then when she logged back in, I'm out. So I officially can't share a Netflix account. And when I moved, I kind of got logged out of my apps, and it was conveniently around the same time where platforms started cracking down. So then I also lost my Hulu because I was sharing with my brother, and then my HBO I was sharing with my family. So I have basically nothing now. And now I'm thinking, which streaming services do I actually get? Which ones are worth it? Right now I just have YouTube TV, but I got none of the extra stuff besides Amazon Prime. You think it's worth it to pay for Netflix?
Well, interesting you should say that, because I saw something recently where, we always talk about cable versus, the new age now where you got to have 8 million subscriptions. Mm-hmm. I think it's kind of dying from what I saw. Places are starting to sell their catalogs back to like Tubi and shit like that, like the free ones, because they're like, hey, like our subscription, our site didn't work. Like we didn't get enough subscribers. We didn't get enough use. I forget who it was. Might have been Disney even, dude. Like where a lot of people didn't, like Disney Plus did not get the subscribers that they needed.
Yeah. And then like you also look like, I rented a bunch of movies through Comcast over the holidays too. But it was like, it'll be a Disney property and it won't be on Disney Plus.
Yeah.
So it's like they'll have like these different movies and it's like, yeah, we own it and you are a Disney Plus subscriber, but we're only offering it through on demand for $3.99 or $4.99. So that to me is kind of crazy too. Like if I'm paying whatever I'm paying and I got the bundle of ESPN, Disney, I have to cut back on I have everything. I have Comcast. I started a new free trial of YouTube.
Paramount, Peacock.
I got Paramount. I need Peacock for the soccer. HBO, I think that comes through Comcast, but Netflix, Hulu, Prime, Apple. I got to make some changes.
Well, then they could help Danny and tell him what he needs to get.
Which one do you use the most? Which one's the best? Not besides from cable.
I use Comcast the most by far, I would say, but it depends on like it's been Hulu lately because I was binging that Handmaid's Tale. Like, so it's like I'll like rotate where it's like I won't, and I used, when I was watching Ted Lasso, I was using Apple a lot. I haven't used Apple since. And it's like, I just get, it's like whatever, like one show will grab me and I will watch it for weeks. And that's the only platform I'll use. And then once I'm done, it's like, well, now I'm going to pay for this for another 2 years without using it until another show pops up that I want to watch.
Yeah. I figured once like a new hot series, a Netflix original drops, that's when I'm gonna be like, all right, I'll buy Netflix. But right now, I mean, Peaky Blinders is done.
Yeah.
What else is still
so
going
Stranger
stronger?
Things is going to get you back.
Stranger Things probably would get me back.
I quit on Stranger Things.
Why? Oh, that's crazy.
That's crazy
talk. I quit after season 2.
That's like when it was in its heyday.
Yeah, I didn't like season 2 as much.
HBO has some monster series too, though.
Yeah.
But do they?
They're pretty consistent,
new ones?
though.
They haven't had a new awesome show in a while.
I still haven't seen the third and final season of Righteous Gemstones because of this issue I'm having.
It was okay.
It was okay.
Yeah.
You know what I watched over break? on HBO. Like somehow 2 years late to it. It's called We Own This City. Did you see that with John Bernthal?
Yeah.
Dude, tremendous.
Good.
Baltimore.
Watch it.
Okay.
6 episodes miniseries. I could sell you that.
Okay.
Yeah.
Yep.
It was fucking really good.
Is it a documentary or a show?
It's a based on real events.
Okay.
One of those.
Yeah.
And
Okay.
it's from the creator of The Wire, and it's about the Baltimore gun trace task force and like how they were just shady as fuck, just stealing from people and just shaking them down. And like Bernthal's phenomenal in it.
Okay.
It's really, really, really good.
Maybe I'll start that tonight.
Do it. It's
Yeah.
great. It didn't take like the 3rd episode to kind of hook me in, but like once you're in, you're like, I want to finish that shit. You saw it, right?
I watched a couple episodes and
Fizzled out.
yeah, my subscriptions got
Fuck.
vanished.
You gotta watch it, dude.
You know, I've
So how
just
does
left
that
on so many
work though? Because
cliffhangers.
like my parents, like my Netflix, I want to say is $14.99 or something like that, right? Something like that.
I don't know.
And I remember my parents were traveling or something, and they were like, yeah, like, I don't know, this hotel only has like 6 channels. I'm like, just use my Netflix. So then they took, and they each, so now my parents each have their like a sub account. Like when you open Netflix, it'll say Ryan, my dad, my mom, and then they gave the password to my brother too. So there's 4 accounts. There's 4 profiles on the one account.
And some random hotel room is watching your shit too.
Yeah, probably. There's no chance they logged out the right way. Yeah.
0.
But so then what's the difference? So like,
Was that recently?
Yeah, I mean, we're all still on that Netflix account.
They will occasionally ask you to verify your home. They connect it to what like home it's coming from. And that is what happened to me. The first time I did it, I verified. I had my sister like send me the password that they emailed to her because her email is attached to it. Then it was fine. And then they asked her again like a week later. And then I got logged out.
So
think it
it's
was just a
attached to my
crackdown.
email in my house, I would assume. But my parents were in a hotel over the holidays, and they definitely
Oh,
were
interesting.
able to use it. Yeah, like just on like their iPad.
I was able to, but like I said,
Huh.
I don't know. It seemed like every couple weeks they were like rechecking. So maybe just wait it out.
We slipped through the cracks.
You're going to have
maybe
to hit up that
around the
hotel
household.
clerk. Like,
Yeah.
you go to room 318 and log out.
I think Netflix, while their originals have significantly declined, in my opinion, I think that they like their interface and their whole catalog is worth it. my
Yeah.
opinion.
Do they have the best database? That's kind of what we're going for here, I guess.
I don't, maybe not the best data, even though like I said, they are starting to get some.
Why
of
do you
stuff
think that
back.
they have the best catalog? What
Not
do
the
you mean?
best. Not the HBO is the best catalog.
Okay.
I'm saying they have a strong catalog.
Strong catalog.
Yeah.
They do. Like, they have Seinfeld. They have a lot of just background shows, too, mind you. And but no one has, like, who would you say has the best movies of them all?
Probably.
That's where it's
That's where it's,
I would
yeah.
guess Prime.
You think?
Really?
I think so. Prime
Huh.
and Prime is like a treasure trove of documentaries. Too.
Yeah.
Prime also doesn't count because you're
Why?
buying it for the shipping and like the video's just added. You know?
That's
So
true.
I wouldn't count that against your subscriptions.
Yeah, I suppose, but you still get it, and they have a huge catalog.
No. Like I'm saying, like if you're thinking about cutting them down, like Prime's safe.
Oh,
as
Prime's
fuck.
Yeah.
not getting cut.
Yeah,
Prime's
it's
not getting, and you need it for football season
Yeah.
now too. You need it for Thursday nights.
Mhm.
So
You're crazy if you haven't gotten Prime. Like, if you order off of Amazon a lot, it's completely
Yeah.
worth it.
yeah,
Are they gonna fucking pull the free shipping or the 2-day shipping on us at some point? You think or no?
I have no idea. Do you think Bezos even pays attention to what's going on there?
Is
Every
it-
time I look up, he's like somewhere with his big-titted girlfriend.
Is it always
Some
2
boat.
days, too? They're always like,
Dude, sometimes it's like 12 hours.
Yeah,
I
sometimes
got
it's
a
the
I got a
day off.
Rubik's Cube because I want to have a game where if White Sox Dave is interrupts too much over the course of a given show, we mute his mic until he can solve a Rubik's Cube.
I like that a lot.
Yeah. So I have the Rubik's Cube in my backpack. I can't solve them, by the way. I've had this thing. Hold
A
on.
Rubik's cube?
You just got to take the
Yeah,
stickers
it's-
off.
Have you ever solved one?
No.
They're
God,
like fucking impossible. But then you see people like Nottingham Forest had this Brazilian guy, and like he never really he sucked, but he was amazing at Rubik's cubes. He would just like one-handed like and like fix it. And it's like, how the fuck did you just do that? He can do them in like 30 seconds.
I've never even tried.
Should we try?
I'd
to
be
do
here
the
all
Rubik's
week.
cube?
It's in my
Dude,
backpack.
I'd be happy if I got a line. I'd be happy if I got not even a side, a line.
A line.
Yeah.
Just tic-tac-toe with
No.
on the Rubik's Cube.
That chair spun a ridiculous amount when he got up. Rubik's Cube, Sudoku, I'm not like I'm not good at any of that shit.
It's not fun to me.
That
People
kind of
do it
stuff?
like they're fun. I'm like,
No.
dude, my brain hurts.
I can't, like, I like crosswords. Obviously, I like trivia. I like the dozen. I was like probably like the most proud of myself that I've been was in surviving Barstool season 2. I won like a word scramble challenge.
Oh.
Like that's like I that shit's hard to me.
I just don't have a brain for puzzles.
Yes,
Yeah,
that's what I mean.
like this. Like I don't have a brain to be like I got. Like if you look at the red side,
Like I would be proud of this.
how much is it? Yeah, so I think it's 6 out of 9 squares I got to be red, but that's
just one side.
That's just one. There. So what is it? 8 sides?
See, I don't get how it's possible.
I don't understand that either.
Like how I'm looking at this, I'm like, oh, they would never all match up on the same side.
When it arrived, it was obviously the right. Like it was solved, right? And then I scrambled it up, and it's just like it's impossible. I don't know how people do it.
Also, give me the free space, like in bingo. Give me one free space.
Yeah, I like that idea.
That. Especially the people who like do world records and could solve it in like 8 seconds.
Yeah.
That's
there was like
insane.
this TikTok guy who he was like this nerdy looking guy. Girls were like swooning over this guy, and he was just doing a Jack Harlow song and solving a Rubik's Cube.
See, like how could I ever make these 2 orange? Because they have orange on their lines too.
But you can.
You're gonna start peeling stickers.
No.
Get that thing away from me.
But like
it's like defusing a bomb.
Yeah.
I like I forget what it's called, but it's
you fucked up my red side, dude.
Oh,
I was almost there on that one.
yeah, and again, it's not even a side. It's all the sides. Even if your red side's almost, you got one side that has one of each color. This
is like a very dumb thing. I don't even think those things should all be able to spin. Like what is in the middle of it? And all just
got to that point.
Yeah, like how the fuck is that thing even made? This is too hard of a punishment for Dave or for anyone.
Although like he has a brain that would be good at this.
Yeah, I could see him getting it.
Yeah,
I think he has a better chance of all of us.
Which is odd, because, well, never mind. But like I would not like. Instinctually, you would not put him at the top of your list to be able to solve a Rubik's Cube if you know White Sox Dave, but you might be honest.
He's going to end up throwing that thing at a wall, though.
Yeah, go right through the glass.
Throws a Rubik's Cube 85.
Yeah. No, I don't know. But I would say, going back to your question, I do Netflix, HBO. Although they fucked up HBO and they turned it into Max.
Why?
Because they try to shove you other content that's not HBO. And I don't want Discovery. Get fucked. Get
I
out of my
like Discovery.
face.
My old problem was like Cinemax already existed. Like Cinemax is a thing.
What do you mean? What are you
Like
trying to
when
say?
I was a kid, the premium channels were Showtime, HBO, and Cinemax.
Yeah, but what are you trying to say?
That like I feel like it's a little bit confusing branding. Like you already have a competitor that goes by Max.
Yeah, no one knew what Max
Oh,
really
I
was.
see what you're saying.
Yeah, like with all the words and why not just be HBO on demand?
Well, they were HBO Go, HBO Now, and HBO Max.
I think Max is the worst name.
Yeah.
So.
I think is cable coming back? I love just throwing on. I mean, you know, like
Dude,
YouTube TV,
cable's always
Comcast.
been
I'm done with having a look of what I want to watch. Just give me it and I'll pop it on.
They need to figure out a way to have all the platforms, all the streaming services, have an interface like Comcast, where it's like we have all this stuff and you can just click around one remote and you're not like constantly exiting, loading.
Yeah, watching trailers. Do I want to see this?
Or it just needs to be like a horror channel. And like you flip it on and whatever's on and that's what you're watching.
Yeah, that too.
You know?
Yeah.
Right.
Boom. Comedy.
Yeah.
Just a straight up Adam Sandler channel. Boom.
But like Discovery Channel, like you said, Discovery Channel is like one of the king channels of cable, I think. That's why you might want cable.
But I feel like Discovery probably took a big hit because Netflix does the animal documentaries so well.
Mm-hmm.
Like they, back in the day, like all of those Planet Earth stuffs were on Discovery and Nat Geo. Now, like there's 10,000 of those on Netflix alone.
Yeah.
I enjoyed some 3G and watched some animal docs the other day. It was a nice time.
Are you getting Shark Week on the platform?
Do you want Shark Week? I don't think you want Shark Week anymore.
I like to watch an episode or two or something.
Really? I feel like
Gone
Shark
Wild.
Week has been the same content
It's watered down.
for like 50. It's just not new.
You want more shark attacks? That's fucked up.
I mean, they should. Yes, to be quite honest.
Donnie
I remember when they did the they had like the rubber or like foam fake seal with a camera in it, and you could see the sharks off of South Africa coming up from like underneath at like a sharp angle, like a safety collapsing on a slant route on these seals, and you just fucking destroy them. That was awesome. I was like, fuck yeah, Shark Week. But that was like 15 years ago, and they still show that same thing every single year. So yeah, I need more shark attacks.
Yeah, we need new highlights. We're watching highlights from 2007.
Yep.
What do you, like? What? How does that end? Does the camera get?
Oh, it gets fucked up, dude. So like it thinks it's a seal. It's like bait. It's got a big camera kind of in the middle, and that's how they attack these seals. There's like this island and then the coast of South Africa, and the seals have to cross this channel, and the sharks are just there waiting for them. They come up and they get up like high in the air. It's because they get all this momentum. They hit the camera, and you only run that drill once with each dummy, because the seal, like, it's like they explode, and like the camera sometimes gets fucked up. Other times it's like, all right, we can load it into this other one and salvage it. But most of the time you're using this, probably, I don't know, this camera worth thousands and thousands of dollars, dragging behind this boat for one shot, and it's worth it because it's so sweet.
Oh, so the camera's not attached to the seal?
No, it's embedded like in this. It's like you have this seal, like foam seal dummy that's on a line that's dragged behind a boat at the pace that a seal goes.
And so the camera just gets pulled.
So you see the shark. You have like, as if you were a seal, and you like glance down below you as you're swimming. You see this like 1,000-pound monster coming at you 50 miles an hour. It's incredible. I can't believe you've never seen this. Yeah, it is. It is. It's like a great video that I'm sure you could find on YouTube and stuff now. But I remember the first time I saw it, it was on Shark Week, and I'm like, this is Shark Week. Fox, like this is incredible.
This is it.
But
seal Shark Week.
Yeah, dummy seal Shark Week or something.
Dumbass seal Shark Week.
Dummy.
Dumbass.
So nice.
Dumbass. Juvenile, great work. Shark attacks a decoy, seal decoy.
Yeah, that's probably it. Sounds right.
Yeah, that looks like it. I mean, it's got it's not even that discovery, not that many views. I'm surprised.
Sometimes in Shark Week, though, I feel like if you ain't showing me a great white, then it's not going to do it for me.
Oh, great. Yeah, great whites are the king of the ocean.
I don't want to see some blackfin shark.
Now, have they tried?
Great whites have black fins.
Well, I think there's a black tip shark. I think it's actual species name. I mean,
have they tried to replicate this? Like, why isn't there a Snake Week? I'm sure there is, but like nothing. We just don't.
Do you
know
think
about
snakes
it.
move enough to have a whole Snake Week?
I would love to be. Yeah, like, I mean, from what they say, what's the one?
Pythons?
Yeah, the pythons are like
Down
invading Florida.
Yeah.
Like they're becoming the king of the habitat. They're like taking down the gators down there.
Dude, and I've seen the ones where they were like, well, that thing clearly just swallowed a deer.
Yeah,
it's got like, that's a fucking deer in its belly.
I think Bear Week would do numbers.
Yeah. Not but like Bear Week, I could see being hard because they're not as.
There's so many. You got grizzlies, brown, polar, panda.
Yeah.
Who wants to watch an hour show about pandas? They're so late. They don't do anything. I don't know why we keep trying to save the pandas. Let them fucking die out.
Jack Black, dude.
What about Jack Black?
Kung Fu Panda.
Kung Fu Panda.
Never saw that one.
It's not showing me the shot that I'm looking for. Or the shot that you're saying.
That's a good question, though. Why do sharks get their own week and no other animal?
Well, sharks deserve their own week. Like, I'm in on it. I'm not saying I'm not, but I'm just saying that why.
All right, so I got 6 blues on the side. So
that's about to get fucked up immediately.
Yeah,
because you can't.
What does that do for me? That you got 6 blues.
Well,
don't say you never helped you with nothing.
Why don't you try to get 6 greens or something
without moving the 6 blues?
Yeah, or with moving the 6 blues.
See, that's
I don't care.
You guys don't pay attention. That was one of the blues.
What would be the number one animal for its own week if it's? I feel like lions get maybe too much attention. That did you ever watch Chimp Empire?
Mm-mm.
That was fucking sweet.
Big cats could get their own week. Just jungle cats.
Yeah.
In general.
Why don't we
Tiger Week? I would watch.
Why don't we just strap a GoPro on a bunch of lions?
Yeah.
Get it from there. Like make them wear like a little GoPro helmet, like they're a snowboarder
under their mane.
Yeah.
Why not?
Or just like you just trank gun them. And then put like a strap of GoPro to their head for an entire pride of lions.
I'm surprised they haven't like chipped an animal with just like a camera footage.
Do. Oh,
just like for life.
Yeah. Though that's like one of those things I
POV.
learned from Sydney is that they have like different bird species that they will put a band on, like a little bracelet around their leg, and then for like science purposes. And if you kill one of those, it's considered like a bigger trophy than if you just kill like a regular goose.
Whoa.
Yeah.
You're allowed to kill him?
Yeah.
I was surprised you're allowed to kill.
Well,
those.
how would you know that it's banded until you killed it?
Every bird feels like it's protected federally.
Which birds do you want to see have that status removed?
Geese. Fuck them. You know how many geese would probably be dead right now if they weren't protected like that? They just do whatever they want.
I was talking to my dad about his war against the squirrels, about how he's not allowed to kill them, which I didn't like. You have to like have these you have to hire a guy to set these humane traps up in your attic, and then they catch them and release them, and they release them like 15 miles from where they're caught, because otherwise they'll just come back.
Sounds like he needs to hit up the wild man.
My friend was telling me a story over the weekend, actually, about how he was at a dog park and a pit bull started to attack his dog, and he pulled out some guy. This wasn't him, my friend. Someone told him this is secondhand, and the
Shot
guy
him?
pulled out, shot the pit bull twice.
Oh.
Yeah, and like the guy like started getting aggressive and like obviously like very emotional scene.
Big time.
And like the cop came out there and I was like, hey, and then this guy must have been ready because apparently, and this is like I said, I don't know the validity of any of this, but his dog, the guy's dog had balls, and if your dog has balls, it's considered livestock, and you could protect it at all costs. So he knew what he was doing when, like, you know, like he was able to.
This guy seems like he just has a bait dog. If you know all the ins and outs of like which dogs you're allowed to shoot and why, it's like you're and you have your gun on you, you're like looking forward for that interaction.
Maybe, yeah.
That smells a little bit to me.
Was he getting mauled or what?
The dog, yeah, the dog. That's.
It was bad. It was bad enough to be like.
I don't know. That's the version I heard of it, but
Yeah.
you know, that's what.
But don't you feel like, I mean, who is that guy?
But if you love your dog, I guess, and like, is it wrong to do due diligence and know all those laws?
It's not wrong to know him, but it's like, it's weird to know him,
Yeah.
I feel like.
Yeah, I don't
Like, I'm going to bring my gun to the dog park just in case a dog attacks my dog, and I know my dog has balls, so it's technically livestock, so I can shoot this dog at close range and get away with it. That seems like a little much to me.
If you're looking for balls beforehand.
Yeah.
Yeah, no, I agree with you.
Yeah.
But it was interesting.
I feel like Dalmatians get maybe just as bad of a rep as fucking pit bulls these days.
Why?
Dalmatians, they got like the Katherine Heigl treatment. First, they were in Disney movies.
They were a bitch.
They were all like fluffy, and all of a sudden, like, don't touch these vicious creatures. Like, they used to be helping put out fires, save people from buildings.
So
I was like, Dalmatians, man, don't even go near one.
This is like a tragic story, I think, for dogs, is that they were, the reason that they became like the firehouse dog is because they were like brave and super intelligent. And then people liked the look of them so much that they got like crazy inbreeding, and then they lost their minds, they lost their intellect, and they just kept the spots and basically that. But the inbreeding like killed that breed.
Killed
Wow.
Dalmatians?
Yeah.
No
like
shit.
changed them forever. Yeah.
Like mentally, you're saying.
Yeah. Like, you know, if you're doing inbreeding,
Mm-hmm. Why don't more species of dogs have that problem?
I think they do.
They do.
They do. Like those puppy mills are notorious for having dogs that have health issues. Dalmatian.
Does Disney ever get flack for basically killing a breed of dogs?
I don't know if it started because of that movie or not, but
it's like I just looked it up. It says there was a massive spike.
after that, 101 Dalmatians.
Yes, and then
I mean, I wanted one when I was a kid because of that movie.
yeah, and then this is New York Times, 1997. In South Florida, where animal control officers in Dade and Broward counties say they have seen up to 35% increase in Dalmatian returns. So after like the
Wow.
movie became, people returning them.
Cruella de Vil had a point.
There is something to be.
He said it. No,
Yeah.
that was Danny. just for clear.
You know, Cruella de Vil had a point.
Yeah.
That's my Eddie impression.
There is like, so my whole life I had always had labs, and they're like just a big dumb stuffed animal.
all the same. You think black, chocolate, yellow?
We had a yellow lab and then two black labs, and the one the one that we got one from this farm across the street from our house. This lady would breed labs that were specifically like for agility training and shit. So she would take the best one of the litter, then she would sell the other ones. We got one of the stupid ones, but he was like the most like a real dog. The other ones we had were just like, sitting around breathing, like they, waiting for you to feed them. But this one would like
playful,
like would like chase after birds, like wanted to be a dog, where the other ones were like, we're just stuffed animals that breathe. And so that's kind of what I thought labs were all kind of like, or all dogs are kind of like. That I'm like, there's probably not that much of a difference with breed to breed. So when I got George, it was a little bit of a wake up call, because he's smarter than them, which is bad. He's more stubborn than them. Like I could always be like, we're walking and I'll give you a treat if I have to, but you're walking with me. And they would do it. George would just be like, I'm not fucking walking, dude. And he'll like dig his heels in and like pull towards the door to go home. And it's just like, I've talked to the vets, I've talked to chaps, and it's like, yeah, like they're just like, those hounds are just a stubborn breed.
Got a real attitude problem.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's what this is saying about Dalmatians
Yeah.
too.
What's a more white person dog? A yellow lab or a golden retriever?
Those are the top two.
Gotta be right.
I think Doodle's kind of taking their place.
Yeah, for sure.
But
they're not as
But
like,
it's usually a Labradoodle or a Golden Doodle.
Yeah.
It's like a hybrid. It's like, it's for the white people with allergies. Yeah.
And they don't shed,
Yeah,
right,
I was gonna
Doodles?
say that.
That's
they
they're
don't like shedding.
hypoallergenic. Yeah. You have
They
to
want
get it.
to seem like a dog person, but they don't truly love the dogs.
Or maybe they love dogs so much that they'll get a dog that doesn't shed, so they don't have to be miserable with their breathing and everything.
Yeah, my mom made sure that our dog didn't shed before she got it.
Shedding is a
Shedding,
motherfucker.
it is a problem. I vacuum every day. Every day.
It's a lifestyle change. Get a dog that sheds.
Yeah.
My mom came over during the holidays, so I wanted to like give it like an extra clean, and it's just like fuck, like things you don't even notice, like windowsills and baseboard. Like there's on top of the mantle, like there's just dog hair just gets fucking everywhere.
She got
everywhere.
Fur balls rolling around like tumbleweed.
They're difficult dogs. Wired, full of nervous energy, slow to learn, stubborn, have hearing problems, aren't real good around children, and nervous and suspicious of strangers.
Dalmatians.
Yeah.
Sounds like George, except for the children part. He's good with kids, but
their PR has just declined drastically.
Yeah.
Yeah, they really have. And have you spent time around Dalmatians?
I've been seeing them a lot, but no, I haven't really like pet one, but
They are pretty wiry. Like they're like they're.
But I think that is like partially breeding, but partially overbreeding too. Like they have, I know that I've read that somewhere that they had issues just because too many people wanted them.
Man, you see a wired up Dalmatian, you're still like, oh, like he's all excited. You see a wired up pit bull, like, oh,
put him down.
Calm down, boy.
It's not a dog for everyone, especially children under 5. This is from like dog people.
Now I will say that when you look up every breed, there's a lot of breeds that fit that. Be like, be careful, because it's like almost like a liability, I think. But if you look at like the AKC, like the American Kennel, whatever, like a lot of breeds will have that.
This is like they're just like Dobermans. You got to keep the upper hand at all times, because if you don't, they'll be happy to take over.
See,
you've got to constantly make it clear you're the boss. Even so, they'll try to manipulate you.
Dude, I think it goes Dalmatian, pit bull, Doberman.
Jeez, you forgot. Oh my God. This is, and I'm just reading an article from the South Coast today.
Dalmatians get big too.
Yeah,
they'll
be like 80 pounds.
Yeah, they're like a mini greyhound.
Dude, they're big boys.
Yeah,
there's no joke.
I'm fucking afraid of Dalmatians. I'll say it.
Yeah,
I don't know if I've ever been around them. They look sweet though. They got.
I've never known anyone that owned one, but when you see one, it's like, whoa.
I've never been around a puppy.
Really? Oh, we're not shy, but that's
a Dalmatian puppy.
Oh,
yeah.
Okay, yeah.
That's what I'm saying.
Many people probably have.
What are you, fucking idiot? You think I've never been around a dog puppy?
I don't know.
Not by choice.
You say you've never been around Dalmatian before. Like, I've never been around a puppy.
A Dalmatian puppy.
I think you're probably in 99 percentile.
What a dodo brain.
Me?
Yeah.
I said I've never been around a puppy, period.
We're talking about Dalmatians.
I knew what you meant, Ed.
I already held a puppy a month ago.
You got a Dalmatian brain. You're all wired up.
I'm curious if I'm sure the puppies are in pot, like they're all cute.
Yeah. You think you think people are really trying to crossbreed with Dalmatians a lot just to get those spots? Is it the most crossbred dog? Also, those little wiener dogs.
But then you wouldn't have the inbred problem if they're all crossbred.
Yeah, that's
not all, but
talk about a dodo brain.
What do you mean?
Been sitting here talking about crossbreeding them for a long time.
crossbreeding a Dalmatian with another kind of dog.
I think I'd fucking get a zebra before a Dalmatian, dude.
Oh, easily.
The black and white stripes.
It's a good look.
That is good look.
I've watched documentaries about zebras before. They're fucking incredible.
Good? Yeah.
Yeah. So do you want to hear a crazy fact?
Sure.
Okay. So all horses, all hoofed animals like donkeys, horses, zebras, all those types of things. Mules, thank you. Although I think mules are, don't worry, shut up, Danny.
That's a donkey. When a donkey and a horse fuck, it makes a mule.
Right, but then they can't procreate, so this doesn't matter. But all of them came out of this area in New Mexico, or like 40,000 years ago, something like that. And then they migrated across into Asia. Then all the ones that were left here, we killed, and then the Spanish brought them back. But all horses were originated here, and like if you leave horses wild enough, like the free ranging ones, they'll start to develop those stripes on their hooves, like the zebras have. And so if you look at a zebra, it's camouflage, but those stripes are camouflage, and it's like, well, I can see it clear as day. And in this brush, I can't see the lion. They're camouflage against the herd. So it's like the lions can't like figure out a hunting strategy because they all kind of look alike. They get lost in the stripes. But like when scientists will go and they'll like put a paint blotch on a zebra in the wild or like tag its ear, that one gets immediately killed because the lions can identify some kind of marker on that zebra.
Yeah, it's like staring into one of those hypnosis things, the black and white swirls for a lion just to be staring at a pack of zebras.
Yeah, they're like, we don't know. Or it's like, I think we're going for this one, and then you don't have the communication breakdown between the lions. But if it's all has like an ear, if the zebra has an ear tag, it's dying, it's dead.
So if you were just with your buddies just having fun shooting zebras with paintball guns, you would be setting them out to die.
100%. Yeah. So scientists, like, this was like a real thing. There was like this biologist or whatever. He was in Africa, and he's like, well, I can't keep losing track of this zebra because it gets mixed in the herd. I can't tell who's who. So they would put a little paint blotch on its haunch, on its back leg. And then they go back to their position that's kind of further away. They're looking through a telescope. That one gets eaten. And, oh my God, that's bad luck. We got to go mark another one. Watch that one. Oof, that one gets eaten. That's bad luck. So they were signing up all these zebras to get murdered before they knew what was up.
Why do zebras make such different noises than horses?
Do they?
They have a weird defined. Horses like zebras. They have like a little squeal to them. We have to look up zebra noise.
Maybe you just went on a bad day at zoo lights, man. Like maybe like I don't know what to tell you.
No, what do you mean? You never heard a zebra
I feel like
yelp?
they sound more like donkeys.
Yeah.
Yeah. But that's like, I'm always kind of fascinated by like how accents even get started too.
Yeah.
So maybe it's just like a horse accent.
Zebra sounds.
Who knows? I mean, don't shoot paintball guns at zebras. Kind of like a dog.
It does kind of sound like a dog.
Yeah.
Dog in pain.
Yeah. Or a dog with like a respiratory issue.
So what's happened to that zebra in that moment?
There's no image, or there's no video. It's just an image of zebras.
Solid.
So I've never heard like a horse in distress noise.
I don't know.
Yeah.
They bark.
Yeah. I was telling it. Do you know the squirrels bark?
No.
Squirrels bark. That's like another hunting trick that I learned from Sydney, is that when you're in the woods, if you hear the squirrels start to bark in the trees in the distance, that means that there's deer coming. Like they kind of they're kind of stabbing the deer in the back a little bit.
Oh, wow.
Yeah.
Well, they probably take their food source and shit.
Maybe.
Yeah.
I wonder if who knows? Maybe they're in on it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Maybe.
Fuck the deer.
They call it a bray.
A bray.
The sound zebras and donkeys makes a bray.
All right, then. We could wrap this up. Thank you, everybody, for listening. Thank you for watching. First free swim of the year. We'll be back tomorrow. We'll see you then.